to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Thank you for listening, for joining me today. And this is going to be a hypnosis recording based and titled Stress is Just a Feeling. Stress is just a feeling. And there's nothing for you to do. You can get yourself comfortable in a chair that supports your body. Lying down on a bed maybe. If you choose, you can just close your eyes. It's up to you. There may be background sound where you are, or even where I am, and that's fine because we don't need complete silence for this. You may choose to let yourself and allow yourself to fall into a deep sleep. You may just decide to listen for the duration of the short recording, which will be about 20 minutes or so, and then just move on with the rest of your day, feeling more relaxed. And ultimately, that's the tester for this recording. That's how you can decide whether or not listening to me is useful. Because at the end of the recording, you can know for yourself, decide based on how you feel, how relaxed you are, how much more relaxed you are than you were before you decided to listen to my voice. And I've got my little co-host here, Vinny, who's under the table, just playing around with his little bone collection. They're not actual bones, but you know, those little doggy things. So he likes to join in. He likes to listen, but quite often he just falls asleep listening to me. Now, as you settle, wherever you are, you might notice how certain ideas begin to soften. Perhaps ideas that in the past seemed very set, almost superglued, start to change and become unstuck. Even before you try to understand how that happens, because the mind already knows the way towards something quieter, gentler, easier, some people discover almost by accident that stress is just a feeling. A momentary ripple. A temporary vibration passing through. And what passes through you can also pass out of you. The way a breeze drifts across water without needing to stay. And you may begin to sense now or later that when a feeling is simply a feeling, it doesn't have to mean anything about you. It can just be a signal a shifting, a pattern moving along its way. So you can allow the body to do whatever it does. When it starts letting go. Of unnecessary tension. Because bodies often do that on their own. Just like that. Without any effort. And as those small, subtle changes begin, a kind of comfortable confusion might drift through your mind. The kind that gently unhooks old, automatic responses. something softer, more spacious. Like discovering that the space inside you is so much bigger than any passing feeling. And you may notice how interesting it is when the part of you that once reacted begins to become the part of you that simply observes. Observing without judging, noticing without reacting, allowing without resisting. Because every feeling has a shape, and every shape can dissolve. And every wave eventually flattens into a calm, quiet surface. And as this happens, your unconscious mind can begin to learn something valuable in its own way, in its own time. A learning that continues long after the conscious mind thinks that the session has ended. You may begin to realize that stress is just a signal, and signals can fade. Change, transform, sometimes become something else entirely. And there are parts of you older parts, wiser parts that already knew how to soothe those passing ripples. Long before you ever learn the word stress. And you might discover now, or a little while from now, how easy it becomes to simply step to one side internally and allow the feeling to pass by as though it was never yours to keep. Because you can notice a feeling without becoming it. You can sense the sensation without holding it. And as the mind drifts, wanders, settles, you can allow that truth to sink deeper and deeper. Stress is just a feeling. Stress is just a feeling. And feelings change. And you can change the way you relate to any feeling. Whenever you choose, without forcing anything at all. And as that understanding deepens, the body may grow heavier or lighter, as it rearranges itself into a more comfortable position. One that allows the unconscious to continue integrating the calm that's already happening. And in a little while, when you're ready, you can return, bringing with you a quieter mind, a looser body, and a growing sense that whatever arises can also drift away, because stress is just a feeling, and you are something much larger than any feeling that comes and goes. Now, you can choose to open your eyes at any time once you've absorbed all these new learnings, or you may decide to drift into deep, healing, healthy sleep. Thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you deserve to be happy, and be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love.